Hi guys, I'm Maahi.
Hi, I'm Prerna.
And today we are again going to use Oreos to make something.
Yeah, I think we're going to make an Oreo playlist.
Yeah, I know because Prerna loves Oreos.
I love Oreos.
Yeah, so this time we're making eclairs, cookies and cream eclairs. And eclairs are made with choux pastry, which is something we learned in college.
Yeah.
We're from Catering College and we make this in college and it's really nice. So
Yeah, and it's something we haven't tried.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it's not that difficult. Like a lot of people think eclairs are hard to make.
Yeah, once you get a hang of it, I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's
Even as a first time, if you just follow the recipe, it's not difficult at all.
Yeah, so we thought we'll share that with you.
Also, a lot of you ask for eggless recipes, and whenever it is possible, we make eggless ones. But then when it's not, like in this case, a choux cannot be made without egg. So we cannot.
Yeah,
and also when we do have eggless alternatives, we usually use annotations and link them somewhere in the video. But this one
we have an eggless playlist also. If you would want to check out the videos in that.
Everything will be there in the info card, so you can just click.
And I think now we should start with the video.
Yeah, okay, she never lets me talk.
Some butter, water, flour, and some vanilla, and the quantities are all in the description. For the cream, we require eggs again, some milk, vanilla again, some Oreo cookies, flour, and sugar. And finally, for the glaze, we need a lot of powdered sugar, a little bit of milk, and again some Oreo cookies. Starting with the pastry cream, just take a large bowl and mix the flour and the sugar in it. To this you need to add the egg yolks, and you need to give this a good whisk until it's really light and fluffy. And if this doesn't happen, if it's too thick, if there's too much flour, you can just add a little bit of your milk to make this easier. So this will take a good 5 to 10 minutes and it'll end up looking really pale and fluffy like so. So this is what you're looking for. To this we'll be adding the milk. Now the milk has been warmed. It's hot to the touch but it's not boiling. And just add a little bit first so that the eggs adjust to the new temperature. And mix it in. And then add in the rest. And mix everything very well together. Strain this over a saucepan. And now you need to cook this out so that there's no flour taste, of course, and so that it thickens up. So what you need to do is you just need to switch on the flame and give it a boil. And once it starts to boil, just put it on simmer till it thickens up. This will take about 5 minutes and it'll thicken up even as it cools, so don't worry too much about it. So here we're just waiting for it to thicken up a bit, and as you can see it's starting to. Once it's thick and slightly cooled, you can now add in the vanilla essence. And the Oreos we showed you during the ingredients, they've been crushed as fine as possible, and these two need to be mixed into the pastry cream, so we're making Oreo pastry cream basically. And that's it, you need to just cool this before you use it. Now for the choux paste itself, you need to take the butter and the water that we showed earlier into a big pan on the flame, and basically you just need to switch on the flame and melt the butter into the water and make sure it comes to a boil. And trust me, this will look a little weird, but it's going to work out. It will mix together. As you can see, it's boiling, so just take it off the flame and add in all of the flour. Give it a mix off the flame first, and then you need to put this back on the flame and cook out all the flour. This will take a while and a lot of muscle, so just keep at it. And once it starts sticking to the bottom of the pan, you know it's ready. Like so, you can see it's sticking quite a bit, and that's good, that's what's supposed to happen. With the eggs, just add in the vanilla and beat these really well. Preferably with an egg beater, but a whisk is okay too. Until they're really pale and fluffy like so. And this needs to be added into the cooked flour mixture little at a time. With each addition, beat it very well into the mixture, and this requires again a lot of muscle and it's a lot of hard work, but it's required, and trust me, the end result is worth it. So just a little at a time, maybe 3 or 4 additions totally, and that's just what we're doing here. Attempting to mix it, it's quite hard actually. And that's the finished choux paste after all the additions. This we just are filling it into a piping bag with a large star nozzle, and so that it's easier to pipe onto the tray. So that's the nozzle that we're using. And I'm just using a glass so that it's much easier, because the choux paste is quite sticky. It's not like other things you might want to fill in a piping bag, so it can get really hard if you're just putting it in your hand. And now we're just using a tray with a silpat, and you can make this any size you like, but make sure it's even thickness through and through. This needs to be baked at 220 degrees for about 20 minutes till it's like golden brown and hard to the touch. Hollow, hard, crispy is what you're looking for. So that's all of them piped, and we'll be just putting them in the oven now. For the glaze, just put in all of the powdered sugar into a big bowl, and you need to add in enough milk to this to give a thick syrupy kind of consistency. So just start off with a teaspoon or so of milk. Clearly that wasn't enough, so we'll be putting a little bit more, but trust me, you won't require a lot of milk, so just be careful. You don't want a very thin glaze. And it should look something like this when you're done. This is the perfect consistency you want. Now the eclairs are ready. We did overbake them a little, that's why they're looking dark. And we've also put the pastry cream into another piping bag with the same large tip. Now the pastry cream was super thick when we started using it, so we just added a little more milk to thin it down. And now for the eclair itself, make sure it's completely cooled. And now you need to just cut it through the center. Be very careful because it's super crispy and it can crack if you're not careful. So just hold it very gently and do this slowly and carefully. Just horizontally straight down the middle. Use a sharp serrated knife for this. As you can see, the inside of it is still a bit raw. That's completely okay. Just scrape off all the dough from inside, the raw dough from inside, and fill in this hollow part of the eclair with the Oreo pastry cream. The choux itself doesn't have any sugar, as you know, so make sure you fill a lot of pastry cream so that the overall taste is of course sweet, since it's a dessert. The top, which is dipping it into the glaze first before placing it back on top of the eclair. So just dip it into the glaze, place it back, and then sprinkle some more crushed Oreos on top, and you're basically done.
Baking and
assembling.
We're gonna taste it on camera today.
Yeah, so we made some
We made tiny portions as well, like other than the big ones.
if you can see
With
this.
the remaining choux, we piped them up.
Mini
again.
ones. Yeah, the remaining batter we just made small ones to taste on camera with.
Yeah, I was gonna taste that.
Yeah,
one. No,
you
fine.
can.
I'll have the
it's-
butterfly one.
I wanted to show the decent looking one on camera. See?
Yeah, it's okay. This one looks like a butterfly for some reason. Like,
Yeah, my piping skills need work. Okay, anyway, so let's do this.
let's.
Oh, nice. So as you guys saw, the choux pastry itself had no sugar in it, and that's how it is because you can use this for savory things as well. But the glaze is like really sweet.
The glaze is basically sugar.
It's just sugar and milk.
So I think
So-
it balances it out.
It's pretty well balanced at this point. Also, I really wanted to mention about the choux itself, the eclair. As you saw in the video, we cut it open and then scraped out the raw dough. So technically you're not supposed to, it's supposed to cook through, like it's supposed to be crispy through and through. But for that to happen, you have to actually leave it either inside or on top of a hot oven, preferably overnight. Just leave it there, with the oven should be warm and it'll dry out and it'll be crispy. But since we didn't have the time and most of you may not have the time, this works as well. Like this is what we do in our college. We just bake it and then we scrape off the raw batter. But technically if you do have the time, you should totally dry it out and use it.
Yep, that's it.
So yeah, and you should really make it. This is really
This
good.
is really good. Yeah, like they were already brown, but then I kind of like burnt
Yeah,
stuff.
I kind of overbake them a bit,
So,
but yeah.
yeah. Also,
Of course.
so if you like the video, please do give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to our channel. We'll come up with new videos every Monday. And also about the Oreo playlist, we are making an Oreo playlist and you can check them out here. You can also check out our previous work and follow all the social media links in the description. Bye and see you
See
next
you
time.
next time.